Hey, it's End-Time Watchman. I want to speak to you tonight on the subject of countering Obama's 1 million man civilian army. I've seen a lot of blogs on it, but I hadn't heard nobody really put it out there. But I wanted to talk to my fellow soldiers in arms tonight. But right now, I want to speak to this subject for a minute. And pardon me not being shaved, and pardon my eyes, the way they look, my head all, it's late, okay? But I felt compelled to stay up and do this, so that's what I'm doing. So y'all bear with me. But having said that, I want to lay a groundwork for what's going on behind the scenes with Obama and what's took place after the election and all the gathering in. And pardon my sinuses too, I apologize. I want to lay the groundwork and the foundation of what Obama is planning to establish. And I'm trying to be real careful here because I know he's the so-called false Messiah. He's not my Messiah. He's not my president. So I'm gonna try to choose my words wisely, okay? Because I don't want to say something out of anger or the flesh that would get me into something before I'm supposed to be there. Put it like that. Anyway, I want to debrief on this article for a minute, and hope y'all bear with me. And I've got a background here. I've got my gas mask. I've got my AR-15 with the sight on it and all, close quarter combat. I've got my vest. I'll move out of the way. I've got my vest hanging up, and I was trying to make two 10-minute videos to my soldiers in arms, the military, and every branch of the service, and I may do that in a little bit, but God was drawing me to this first, okay? And maybe it's because some of you out there that listen to me on a regular scale or level or daily, I don't know, my buddies, my friends and all that's in harm's way, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, they have to have the fired up version, okay? And it takes them time a minute or two to get wound up. But having said that, let's go over this for a minute and remember this as I talk about this. Remember this: Free Heritage Foundation, Constitution, Bill of Rights. As I speak, remember what I'm saying. And like I said, forgive my sinuses and my throat. But anyway, just after the election, it was reported by many on the blogosphere, including AOR and all that, Obama's planning to establish domestic civilian defense force, million stronger, better. Now, the groundwork for this civilian army has been laid. Now watch this. There's a new directive out there. Yep. PDF issued by the Department of Defense on January the 23rd. 3 days. Hey, baby. Not one, not two. Unos, dos, tres. 3 days after he got in office. The illegal alien got in office, okay? And guess what? It replaces a previous directive, PDF, from 1992 regarding the use of civilian personnel. Okay? And again, forgive I hadn't shaved. I was going to in the shower tonight and I forgot, and deal with it. Anyway. Members of the DoD Civilian Expeditionary Workforce shall be organized, trained, cleared, equipped, and ready to deploy in support of combat operations. In special contingencies, emergency operations, humanitarian missions, disaster relief, restoration of order, drug interdiction, stability operation, Department of Defense, in accordance with DoD 3000.05. Aha. Watch this. Let's move on. The old directive was very specific as how to deal with civilian personnel deployed. Mentions terms of use overseas 33 times. The new directive does not mention the word overseas one time. New directive includes objectives for civilian defense force such as restoration of order, stability operations. Says, as was mentioned in the original post, he says, I'm not one that normally buys into conspiracy theories. I'm just reading from the article. Yet there's nothing that says that what is happening in other countries around the world couldn't happen here under the right conditions. You know, I got to tell you something, guys, gals. You know what often starts out as something that's going to be great for a limited time when it comes to the federal government and recent presidents, if you will. It starts out temporary with the Fed, okay, the evil Feds. Starts out temporary with the Federal Reserve, Treasury Secretary. All this stuff starts out temporary. Kind of like Social Security, kind of like the Medicare Trust Fund. You know, it's going to be there, but it ain't there no more. You know, it's how they start out and they dupe us or they fool certain people into thinking that this is what's good for America. Then it winds up being some of the most evil claws is wrapped around the majority of the people in the U.S. of A. And it spills over into other countries. I mean, it don't just end here in America. It goes on and on and on. And end time's kicked back in this chair, and I got it locked down because it's squeaking. I didn't put no WD-40 on it, and I don't want nobody whining about the squeak. So I got it locked down. So, but anyway, just think about it. What they generally say, there's a temporary fix to a problem, winds up being what? Forever and a day. Forever and one day. Because they never get rid of the... That's why government is big as it is. Now, end time's just being straight up with you. Let's move on with the article. Excuse me. Let's just say, what if Obama's sincere about using civilian military... excuse me, I didn't mean to say military. Did I say military? Oh, I slapped my own self. Hold on. Excuse me, civilian force for civil service or even national security. The temptation will be there to use it for other things, which Posse Comitatus envisioned and was enacted to combat. Much more would need to be done before such a force would be established, but it lays the groundwork to establish this force under the radar outside of any kind of legislative process. Remember, Treasury Secretary, bearded, bald-headed, ugly, stupid Bernanke, none of them answer to nothing, okay? Congress is a bunch of 5-gallon buckets full of doo-doo sitting up there that ain't, they're useless as a popcorn fart in the desert. You ladies, pardon me, hide the kids for a minute. No, I mean, I'm not being ugly. Every one of us pass gas. And by the way, you better watch where you pass gas, because Al Gore, that piece of garbage, wants to tax us on that too. First the cows, then us. My God, where I live, we had one of the coldest winters since in 15 years. And global warming's a hoax. And Al Gore ought to be hung up by a tree with a good, I mean, not even a gold rope. He don't deserve that. He deserves one of them cheap ropes from Home Depot, but we won't go there. They're not going to go through a legislative process and vote on this stuff, okay? They already got behind the scenes, the working's going on, everything's been established. What do you think all this money's thrown around? A trillion here, a trillion there. Part of it's going to his civilian force. Because, by the way, he said the military is not adequate to handle what we want to do. You see, he's got women and men that'll fall down when he sticks his ugly mug up out of the sand, okay? That mole cricket that he is, when he sticks his mug up, there are people that are so stupid, they begin to faint, fall out, and go to squalling over him. I mean, give me a friggin' break. Part 2 coming up. I'm getting fired up now.